right, and we're live. If
Woo!
For my first ever live stream and lightsaber install.
That's kind of a lot of two big firsts in one.
Yeah, it is. So hello everyone and welcome to the stream. Today, below me I have Jeremy the Saber Merchant, who is going to be teaching me how to install and hopefully I won't set the house on fire. And above me, we have the awesome Bro DeLorean, who is here for moral support and to hang out.
And if it's all right with you, I can click comments and change the screens and stuff for you because we're on a shared live stream, so that way you can just focus on what's in front of you.
That would be awesome. And
You
I
got
am
it,
going
dude.
to share this on. Um, hey, Chris, what's going on? If I can figure out how to. Yeah, I'm going to share this on Instagram and on my Facebook so people can know what's going on.
Mojo commented on this 3 days ago. That's funny.
I saw that.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'll go share it on my Instagram too. Take a little picture of the screen. Smile. Dude, this is exciting. Jeremy did a great job teaching me how to do my first install. He really took his time and was gentle with me and I think it took me like an hour and a half and it was a really, really bare bones easy install. But yeah, it was a pretty awesome experience.
We had a lot of fun
Yeah,
too. We chatted.
yeah, yeah. I was watching that yesterday at work so I could kind of figure out what all was going on.
Yeah, try
And
to
I was
not make
like,
the
oh,
same mistakes I made.
yeah, and I was like, oh, I could probably go ahead and glue the battery or the speaker in place before we get started. And I was
Well,
like, and
if
I
you
completely
solder it.
forgot. Or I mean, well, the wires are already attached, so I could just glue it into the chassis. But I completely forgot to do that.
That's okay.
So
That's all right. Yeah, I mean, like, I think mine only sat for like 5 minutes. That was really enough for it to, and it's kind of like, I'm assuming the chassis on this one's kind of like a nice press fit too, where the speaker, I don't even know if it really needed to be E6000 in, but I'm glad that I did just to make it more secure.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I actually did. Before I went live, I did kind of take a look. If I can get this out, and it fits in there nice. It's just a little bit wobbly. So
Okay, yeah, you definitely want E6000 on
Yeah,
it then.
you're gonna want to
yeah,
glue it. And
yeah.
that's not a bad place to start, Matt. If you wanted to go ahead and I don't know if you want to use the cut Q-tip method or if you got any type of plastic pick for applying the glue.
I had something. Where did it go?
I'm just gonna use my finger.
I mean, I could probably do that. Or
Yeah, you could use a piece
use a
of
little
cardboard.
piece. Yep. So
But
I'm assuming the wires are going to go through there.
you are correct. And then you
Hooray.
can see the solder points on the left and the right of the speaker fit perfectly down into those cutouts.
Yes.
And then the way I recommend people glue, and I say this just in case you ever, I don't know, blow a speaker and you want to change that speaker out, or you send it to somebody else and they're swapping the speaker. When I install a speaker, and I'm going to use like an Allen key to show you, there are these little black tabs on the
Yeah.
front of the speaker. That is where I put my glue. I put a dab on each tab, and then I rotate
Okay.
it, put it on the other two tabs, and then I set it down in place and I hold it. The
Okay.
thing I love about E6000 is that if any squirts out from the side, after it's dry, you just peel it off. I mean, you don't, it cleans up so easily.
Okay. So yeah, let's put a little bit on my cardboard here using the The cheat method.
Oh yeah. And once you get the glue on there, and you get the speaker there, because the bottom of that chassis has a flat piece where the two pieces join, you can just set it off to the side and let the glue set for 5 or 10 minutes, and we can move on to another part.
All right. Get some glue in there.
Jeremy, I'm curious, how many people have reached out? Maybe I'm being dumb here. Maybe you're not the first person or I'm not the first person you went live with to do an install with, but I'm curious how many other people have reached out like me and Matt have to have you walk them through this.
Yeah, I've done it with, I don't know, a handful of people,
Mhm.
but never live. I always get on video chats with them.
Live is a whole new stress that like
Yeah, man.
you're kind of on stage,
I
Yeah, but
did take one
I've
thing from Elvis's, if I can interrupt. I did get some tape so I can yeah.
Nice.
That is wise. And I'm OCD, man. So when you put the speaker in, rotate it a
Yeah.
little bit while the glue's still setting, and get those little speaker contacts like centered.
Okay. Yep. How's that looking?
That looks good, man. And just stand it up off to the side after you get the glue in there, and press it down, make sure it's flush, and set it off to the side, man.
Yep. I'll put a little bit of tape on there.
Yeah,
Wax on, wax off. E6000 on, E6000 off.
Yeah. All right, so we'll just go ahead and set this over here.
Chris, the nerd dad, is doing an install of the Qui-Gon, and man, what a terrible friend I am. I haven't even asked him for an update on it. Chris, he's asked me how I'm doing
Elvis.
like 3 times in the last 3 days, and I haven't once asked you how you're doing and like how your install is. I'm a terrible friend, dude.
Yeah, Elvis, you should be ashamed of yourself.
I know. I've been sick. But
okay, I'll let it slide this time.
How is the Qui-Gon going, Chris? I know you had some trouble with your soldering iron. I think the first day you were working on it, but it's all worn in. It's the same thing with me, dude. Like the first time you go to use it, just the solder just like falls right off. Like it's almost like those hydrophobic, like the screen on your phone. Like if you get water on it, just kind of turns into droplets.
Yeah,
it was like that with my soldering iron the first time I tried to use it.
Matt, is your iron on yet?
Yes.
I'm sorry?
Yes, it is.
Okay, did you pre-tin it by chance?
I did not.
No worries. Go ahead and cut it off for a little while.
Okay.
Let it cool down. We're gonna do this right. I don't think I should have gone through this with Elvis, but my brain, it was the first live stream I've done.
I just thought of it too.
Well, we're all learning.
Oh yeah.
You know what Chris did that I wish I would have done? Is he took some sandpaper to his soldering iron tip and just kind of roughed it up just a tiny bit. And then the solder worked a lot better. And I told him your trick about wrapping the solder around it before you heat it up.
Yeah. Got to keep that oxidation off that thing, man.
Okay, so I seem to have misplaced a very important piece.
The saber?
No, that's right here. I'm good with that. My crystal seems to have vanished.
Uh-oh.
Oh, there it is. I found it. It's on the other side of my desk.
If y'all are cool with it, maybe I'll feed the ducks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Jim just
feed them,
popped up.
pal. What's up, Jim?
StreamYard really needs to add a couple more.
Check out this crystal from Stupid Kyber.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Now we just hope it's the right size.
Well, they said they'd make it for me, so we shall see.
That's the only downfall of pre-sizing your chamber, is that like it took me quite some time and multiple items from Kevin to get the right size. Not his fault. It's just, you make the chamber a certain size, you got to find the certain cords.
Yep. Right.
And Chris, what type of pins do you need?
I'm guessing pogo pins for the pixel connector.
Yeah, I could certainly send you some, Chris. I don't know if that would be faster.
Haven't missed anything yet. We're just kind of getting started. And
Before we jump into it, because Chris is here, I just kind of want to.
Absolutely.
you're just showing off now.
Oh yeah, I am absolutely showing off.
I love those hilts.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Luke's hilt is possibly my second favorite behind Mace Windu.
I think it's kind of cool that Padawan did that, where they had some, high-end replica sabers by real installers like Black Star. I know you know him.
Yeah.
And yours was actually
Yeah,
installed by Black Star, right?
Yes, it was.
Dude, that's kind of neat. That's kind of cool.
Yeah,
Another
see,
person from
it's
the same
awesome because I've been
community.
wanting the Eco Hero, and I was wanting to get it installed by Ryan, and they're like, "Oh, hey, here you go. It's all ready for you." So I jumped on it
That's awesome.
a little too enthusiastically because I accidentally ordered 2 because of a payment mix-up.
Jim, okay, so Jim Fulcrum, me and him were talking, and he's like, "Yeah, dude, someone actually bought 2 of the Eco Heroes," and I was like, "Wow, they must be wealthy."
That was me.
I know. I said, "I know Matt ordered 1. That's funny. You're the guy that ordered 2."
Yeah. Actually, I got both of them.
So,
Jim actually boxed it up.
did he really?
Yeah, he was doing a live stream with Nat last week, and I was like, "Oh yeah, Jim, I ordered my first thing from Padawan Appos." He's like, "Oh yeah, I boxed it up. I know what it is."
Cool.
So yeah, that's sitting in a box. It needs to get sent back.
Oh, they're gonna let you? That's cool.
Yeah, I had already canceled the order before it got sent out, and I opened the box. It's gonna be in my video. I was like, "Oh wait, there's not supposed to be 2 here."
Okay, man. Pick up that soldering iron, give it a quick touch. Make sure it's not going to burn you. If you feel heat radiating off of it, don't touch it.
I've done that. I've done that when it was very hot.
Do a quick.
Kind of ruined my day.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not messing with the cardboard, so I think I'm
Okay,
good.
good. It's cool enough to touch. I don't know if you watched the video I did with some of the guys, but you just take your solder.
Yeah, we are live with Jim, actually.
Yes. Yep, just create a nice little cone of solder on the tip. And I don't know if you need to undo the wire tie there on your soldering iron cord. I don't know if you'll need more length, but that might be. Worst thing is getting it caught on something while you're trying to get solder towards your board. It's
let's
nerve-wracking.
some of that excess out of the way. So, do I have anything I can lay this on? I could probably just do that. Okay. Crap, I don't have any cutters.
You might be able to just bend it a couple of times.
Yeah, it'll probably just snap.
Alright. Wait,
Do you got something?
what am I talking about? Yes, I do.
Perfect. I was gonna say you got something to strip your wires with, right?
No.
What? We'll be doing it the hard way then.
Awesome. So just
I used to just bite the end off. That was so bad.
You could. In a pinch.
You'll also notice I have a small chip in my front tooth. Yeah, Cole Weathers, I think it was Cole that told me what
probably
to get.
shouldn't have done it that way.
Starting at the base isn't a problem, man.
No, I mean I had cut the piece off before.
Oh, I got you.
I'm glad someone had sent me the link to the right one of these because, 30
Yeah.
30 gauge wire is way tinier than any other wire strippers that I had. So I'm glad that I had that. It's going to be a little tough to do without. Possible.
Climb is the best, man. Let's see here. There you go.
There we go.
Mojo Jim was saying he needs to get one of those mats too. They're from Smuggler's Outpost, I think, makes them. Yeah, one of the guys at Smuggler's Outpost makes them. They're designed to, look like the ones from Jedi Fallen Order. They're so cool.
Yep. Okay. How's that look? Focus.
I can't see the wrap soldered on it. Is it on there? Oh,
yes.
There you go.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. I would say try to keep it as tight as you can and as close to the tip as you can. What you're trying to do is you're trying to coat that entire tip. Let's call it 1/4 of an inch from the very tip up the shaft. You're trying to coat that in solder.
Okay.
Feel free to manhandle it, really twist that solder, get that little coil, if you will, as tight as you can.
Yeah.
Perfect. Good.
Okay.
Now, what I would recommend is just I don't know if some of the iron kits come with like a little prop where you can set the tool down and elevate it off your desktop, but you can just go ahead and cut it on now. And you're just waiting for that solder to completely melt and coat that tip.
Okay. It has an angle down.
Okay, got it. Yeah, so that might not be the best thing, just because you want to.
I got it. Yeah, I got it set laying elevated on its side.
There you go.
Okay, rock on, man. So keep an eye on that. Once it melts, you should be good to go. Now, are you using the sponge or are you using the brass braid? What are you using to clean it?
I have both.
Okay, perfect. My recommendation personally is to stick to the wet sponge. I will use the brass braid, or that it's almost like a scrubber. I'll use that if there's like some stuck-on material that I'm trying to get off. But just to prolong the lifespan of the tip of your iron, use the damp sponge.
Really?
Okay. I have the sponge in there. It's not wet, but I do have some water.
Perfect. Yeah, go ahead and wet that sucker down. You're gonna need it.
Okay.
Best thing I can advise anyone watching who wants to install and solder is literally clean your iron after every single connection. It's the craziest thing ever.
So I've been calling it brass wool, but whatever it's called. Right here.
Oh yeah, it's melting.
One of these little deals.
Yes. Yeah, those things are super handy.
After every connection, I just kind of stab it like twice. And it works pretty good, except I accidentally put it in my kit, and I didn't realize that all the solder turns into little solder dust, so you don't want to like turn this upside down.
Yeah.
Like you can actually hear it in there. Yeah, I learned that one the hard way, so I got a bunch of little solder dust all over my kit here.
Okay, Matt, is the solder completely melted?
Getting close.
Perfect. And I see you got some flux. I'm excited.
Yes.
Perfect. Now, is that the extra like firm stuff like Jim had, or is it soft?
Yeah, it's the paste that you recommended.
Okay, rosin paste. Perfect. Now, just touch it with your finger and see, is it like super hard? Okay, good.
That's like a wax?
Yeah. What you'll end up doing is you'll actually put your iron in that to melt a little bit, and it will clean the particles or the tip of your iron. So when you make your connection, the solder flows more smoothly.
Okay.
So we'll do it a couple times with reminders, and then you'll just get used to it.
Just watch that.
There you go.
Okay. Yeah. So you got your sponge wet. So, that little tin that's not opened there, that should be your braid. You're welcome to open that. That's not a bad idea. Go ahead and open the tin. Just don't burn yourself. Perfect.
Yeah. Hey Matt, do you have a ceiling fan in your room?
No.
Okay. Kind of looks like that solder smoke's like going right towards your face. It's the only reason.
It is. Yeah, I don't have a fan. There was one down here, but I have no idea what happened to it.
Yeah, whenever possible. Prolonged use, I wouldn't recommend it. Always have something blowing it away from you. Okay, at this point, I would say go ahead and clean the tip. So like Elvis was saying, you can dip it down into that brass wool once or twice. and that will help remove the excess solder. Yeah, just push it down in there.
Just stab it.
Submerge
Okay.
the tip. There you go.
Okay.
And then you can like literally wipe the tip against your wet sponge, and you should see those particles of solder come off.
Yeah.
Feel free to put down a little bit of pressure. It should be okay. Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, that's gonna make it so much easier because now the solder will actually like stick to the tip.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay, man. So, traditionally, what I will do personally is I assemble basically starting from the top, like each end of the hilt. So once I've got the speaker mounted and the wires ran into the compartment, I will then do the upper section, and I'll have all the wires culminating into the board area, and then I'll make the final connections.
Okay.
So it's up to you how you want to do this, but we could go ahead and maybe start assembling that crystal chamber.
That sounds like a fantastic idea.
Get the upper part of this chassis done, and you do have some super
Yeah.
glue, right?
Yeah, I got that E6000.
Perfect. Okay, yeah, that'll work great.
Hey Matt, can you turn your camera up just a little bit?
Which one?
The GoPro just a little bit back towards the mat so you can see what you're doing. There you go. Cool.
Okay. Yeah.
Awesome. Jeremy, I'm curious. You said that this was a little less easy mode than the one that you had sent me. So what did you pre-do or not do differently?
Well, Matt decided he wanted to go for a crystal chamber on his first build.
Yeah.
I was
'cause
already
it's
thinking,
insane.
wow, I've never done one of those. This is his first.
Yeah, so I didn't attach the wires to a stock connector. So that's going to be a fun one because you definitely have to be cautious when you're on the grounds. The power, the positive and the data are so far apart, it's pretty easy to work with. But the grounds on that adapter are all in a circle, like a horseshoe. So you definitely want to be cautious and not bridge the data line or anything else. And then he's going to be running the wires. I did pre-cut them and measure them. He's going to be running the wires from the bottom crystal accent LED to the top accent LED, and then from there to the shock adapter. So
this is
a lot of connections to make.
Yeah, a lot more. Hey, we were just fanboying about you.
Hey, what's up, Ryan?
Hey.
The Shermanator.
Yeah, he's here. Yeah, he's here, so I gotta show him.
That's awesome.
Love it, Ben. Okay. So let's get this chamber built.
Yeah, man. So you're gonna want your rods. So there should be the 440 rods.
These ones?
Those are actually the tubes that you'll run the wires through. Let's see here. There you go.
All right.
So you can go ahead and open those suckers up. And all of these components, because this is like my beta, chassis for the crystal chamber, these are going to be like friction fit. Once you get them there, whether it's you use a little bit of E6000 as you make the finals or what have you, but those rods are going to screw into the switch section.
Okay. So right here?
Yep, absolutely. And essentially, you should screw it down enough. And if you had to, you could use pliers as well. But you're going to screw it down enough so that rod essentially is able to be seen in that cutout, that U-shaped cutout there.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, you basically want to get it right to the end there, and then you'll do the other one.
So are they threaded?
I did actually thread it. Yeah, I print those parts in like a high infill. Then I drill it and tap it. So it's got like a pilot hole already made in the print. But
that's what I was going to ask, if you print the threads or if you did it afterwards. That makes a lot more sense. Yeah, because printed threads are.
Yeah. Now, in a perfect world, Matt, like if it was me, after I got everything ready and everything's together and it's all where it needs to be, I would use a little bit of super glue, not E6000, but actually something that might be thinner and would go down into that hole. But it's probably not necessary right now. And I would put a dot of glue in that cutout, like right there on top of the threads once it's done and perfect.
Okay.
Okay. Now, you need to get your fins out. So each bag and each fin has two connecting pieces. So you know, whether you want to start with an aluminum fin or the brass fin is up to you, but there should be an odd number.
Yeah. We got 5.
Yeah, maybe start with the aluminum. There should be 3
Yeah.
aluminum and 2 brass. Yeah, do like
Yeah.
aluminum, brass, so on and so forth.
Yeah, that will look good. So yeah. So I'm assuming it'll be this way.
That's it.
And then I'm guessing these.
Yep, drop those in.
Oh, it's a little spacers to hold them so far away from each other. Okay.
And then I'm assuming
Now-
repeats.
Yeah, absolutely. Brass, and then 2 spacers and aluminum spacers. Now, after this design, I actually switched over from using just the tubing spacers to the threaded spacers, which creates an even tighter fit on the chassis, which is quite nice.
Yeah. Look, Mom, I'm doing it.
I said the same thing on my stream. Matt, you went full send on your first install.
I did.
You did, man.
If it was a good idea or not has yet to be determined.
Yeah, you know what? If you get through half the install on this stream, I'd still be proud of that, dude. If you get through it all,
will be.
yeah, I like. Well, you were there when I did the one.
I got
with
nothing to do
Snowden.
tomorrow. I got all night.
Matt, I got too excited, Matt. We missed an integral part of this whole thing.
Uh-oh.
Oh boy.
I mean, it's no big deal. You can just unslide them. We got to put on the base mount with your accent pixel, my man. But first, we need to start some wiring.
Okay.
Try to keep those spacers with the piece if you can.
Okay.
I got so excited.
It's a really cool design, how that all goes together.
Thanks, man. I wanted something economical, but that would still look good and not just be all 3D printed.
Yeah,
So it
yeah.
worked out pretty well.
Okay.
Okay, Matt. So what we missed here was the base pixel and the part that holds the crystal. But before you put that on, we should probably go ahead and get some soldering going.
Okay.
So you will notice that on the bottom of those pieces, I have pre-mounted the accent pixel. And you're going to see 6 pads. You're going to see an in and an out. So you're going to be, let's just start with the out. And I did the wires there in the baggies. You should see a set of 2 reds, two greens, and probably 2 blacks in there.
Let's see. We have 3 black, 3 green, 3 red.
Perfect. So you're going to pull out 1 of each color.
All right.
Jeremy, how long have you had the strip lights in the corner of your shop?
I don't know, a month or so.
I thought they were new. Okay. That's cool.
All right.
I'm slowly converting my workshop over to like a retro gaming room too. So
Nice.
it's my thing. Okay, Matt. So here's what we're gonna do. I think you said you did not get wire strippers, and that's okay.
That is correct.
So there's a lot of ways to strip a small piece of wire. You could use your snips and just barely squeeze the jacket until you can pull it off. That's a really common method. Obviously, if you cut through the wire, that's a problem.
Yeah.
And in a pinch, like if I go over to somebody's place and I'm helping them with something and they don't have the right tools, you can just use an actual razor.
Yeah.
And I'll just roll the wire over. This sounds silly, but I'll roll the wire over the razor edge just to cut the housing a little bit until I can pull it apart.
I do the same thing with snips. I'll actually roll it while it's kind of just applying a little bit of pressure to it.
Yeah. Roll, but don't slice, just roll. There you go.
There we go.
Okay, good. I think that looks pretty good, man. So what we need to do on any wire connection you make, especially when you're doing this, is we want to pre-ten that wire.
Okay.
So normally, like for me, I have a liquid flux that I would dip each tip into, and then touch the solder to the iron, and then make the piece. But what you're going to end up doing, I believe, for you, is go ahead and grab your iron.
Ready?
And you'll want to put your flux someplace pretty close to you, my man. There you go. And because you've got that flux, like, I forget what it's called, like the wax material, go ahead and touch the tip of the iron to that flux material. You should see a little bit of smoke coming up because it's going to burn that flux and kind of coat that tip.
Yeah.
Good. Perfect. Now, where's your solder, my good man?
It's right here.
Perfect. Okay, so essentially what you want to do is you want to coat the tip of that wire with your solder until it's nice and shiny. So go ahead and touch your iron to the, there you go.
To the solder?
You can kind of bring the two together. And you're basically hoping that the solder is going to transfer to the braided wire there. Sometimes you need to touch a little bit further up on the solder tip to get the solder to start melting. Just depends on the iron, man.
Interesting. I did it a very different way.
Yeah, it depends. This flux that I know that you got it and Jim got it, it's not a paste that you can just coat the tip of the wire in and then make a solder transfer.
Yeah, I still dip the wire in. I mean, I press it in and then take it out, and you usually see a little bit of that little wax on the wire still.
Yeah, we can give that a shot too if the wax is soft enough.
And then I would just put the solder onto the iron until the tip was coated, and then I'd just kind of brush the tip of the wire with the coated tip, and then I'd clean the tip off again.
And that works great if the flux is actually on the wire. I mean, it'll transfer that solder in no time.
Okay.
Is the solder taking, my man? Is it melting?
Onto the looks. I
think your iron needs to be hotter, actually.
Yeah, go ahead and turn up your iron, man. Go ahead and turn
up. See that solder melt like immediately.
Yeah, it should. It should melt immediately. Okay. And give it a second. It'll take a moment to heat up.
Okay.
Feed the ducks is just.
I tell you what, Matt. Let's try the. As long as it doesn't mess up the wire, let's try dipping the wire into your flux, man. Hopefully, it's soft enough you can do that.
Okay.
I use flux paste, man. It's amazing.
No, it's a little. I'm getting in there.
Okay, good. It really makes a huge difference. Flux is life-saving.
See if the solder will melt onto the iron. Yeah, it's still not hot enough, is it?
No. Oh, wait, there it goes.
Okay, good.
There it goes.
Coming to temp.
Okay.
Okay.
So
see if anyone.
Go ahead and get a nice dab of solder on that tip, and then touch the tip of your wire.
Okay.
Because if your wires aren't pre-tinned, man, it makes connecting it to any PCB a nightmare.
Okay.
Is the tip of that wire nice and shiny? It looks like it.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay. So go ahead and clean the tip of your iron. Remember, pretty much after every use, we're going to clean that iron. That'll
Okay.
also help with transference. Okay, cool. Well, let's see here. Go ahead if your solder if your wire will dip back into that flux, go ahead and dip it again. And then that red wire is going to connect to the positive pad.
Which one is that?
There should be one that's actually listed as a plus and a minus, my man. You see it? They're pretty small.
Yeah. So I'm assuming that's on the out.
Yes. Yeah, usually.
Okay.
Well, you can do in or out first. It doesn't really matter. My recommendation would do out. Let's do the out. And I want you to make those connections. How do I say this? Maybe I'll show you. You want those wires to be straight, not coming off to the side. You want them going towards the two holes there, because you're going to be routing those wires up through those brass pipes. So for instance, I'll grab some scrap wire here.
You're saying the connection should be going straight up and down out of the...
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So, hopefully this will focus. I would want the wires coming straight down from those pads. If that makes sense.
So, like this?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Just make sure it's on the plus or the positive pad.
Yep, this is on the looks like the plus.
Yep, and it would be the D out.
Yep.
Perfect. And then you're going to want to touch your iron. Well, this sounds crazy, but go ahead and clean your iron again real quick.
All right.
And then you're going to want to touch your iron, I guess, to the flux first, then to your solder, and then you're going to merge that wire onto that pad, which I have pre-tinned.
Okay. And then to the solder?
Yep. Now to the solder, get a small amount on there, just enough to kind of merge the two. I was generous with the solder on the pads to make that connection easier. And then go ahead and line that wire up. And you're going to place the iron on top of that pad until you see that wire merge into that solder pad.
Okay.
And then hold the wire in place for a second or so. As it cools, you'll see it.
It's tiny stuff, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought I was so cool getting these things.
I'm so fucking blind, I swear, dude.
Is this your first ever solder connection?
Yeah.
Exciting.
Hopefully.
It was for me too.
It's so weird. Like, I literally have to stop and think, like, okay, how would I explain this? I've been doing it for so long. It's just autopilot. It's tough.
I've been very interested in installing, and I've watched
God damn it.
so many YouTube videos that I kind of had a pretty good idea what I was going to do before we started. But yeah, that first time you melt it, and then you're like, "Hey, the wire's stuck." It's like, yeah, you're going to do that 100 more times.
Tuck the iron back to your solder. Get a little bit more solder if you find that it's not making a connection quickly. It should be a pretty quick task.
Okay.
There you go. Here you go. Yeah, I think the hardest part is keeping those wires on that pad as you join them.
Yeah. And just having enough hands is, a real problem sometimes too, because
Yeah.
a lot of times the wire wants to go a certain way, and as soon as you heat it up, it's like boing, it just comes right off.
Yeah. I do almost everything by hand. Like, I rarely use my helping hands anymore unless I'm trying to join two wires in like an odd setup, but it's tough, man.
I only use the helping hands to hold the thing I'm soldering to, like the sound card or whatever. But the wire I almost always have to hold with my hand. I don't trust the helping hands.
Yeah.
God damn it. This is not going well.
That's okay, man. We got some other tips.
Hey Matt, how do you see the solder on the pads get melted?
No.
I think your iron still needs to be hotter.
Okay. Let's try it, man. What temp is it set at now?
I can't see. I just put it to 500.
I mean, that should be.
That should be hot enough. Without the wire at all, just grab the piece and touch the iron to one of the pads and see if it melts.
Yeah, give it a shot. And don't worry, man. I mean, it takes a while to get used to this.
I think it may have. I can't tell. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, do you have any Q-tips?
Yeah, I can go get some.
Grab a Q-tip, man. Cut the tip off at a nice sharp angle. That's kind of what I had Jim working with. And that way you can dip it down into that flux, and you can even put flux on the pad itself, which will often help it melt a little bit more quickly.
I'm gonna be right back.
Yeah. Hey, the best thing I ever bought are these little, I don't know whether they're Darlin or they're a really nice material, but it's like a pick. It's a slender tool with a flat end you can almost use for prying, and then a pointed end. And I use those things constantly for applying flux. It's wild.
And you said your flux is like a liquid, huh?
It's a paste, yeah. It's by a company called 40. And I've had this one thing of flux for, I don't know, 3 years. And I used, it's got like little pieces of wire in there, and it is white. It's kind of hard to see, but it's I just use my pick, and it just comes right out.
Okay, yeah, all right.
It's amazing.
It's almost like a cream.
Yeah. It's been a lifesaver, man. It makes every connection look perfect.
Really? Huh. See, when I searched flux, all I found was this kind of stuff. Not that I, scrolled through Amazon or anything. Just whatever says Amazon choice on it's usually the first thing I buy.
Yeah, I put together one of these chassis prior, just so I had one for reference when working with Matt. But they turn out, really, really well.
That's cool, man.
Magnetic switch section on this one. It's like almost like removing the radio from your car.
Oh, that's neat.
It pops right
That's
into
awesome.
place, and it clears the chassis. I made one similar to yours, Matt, so I had a reference point. But
I like it. So yeah.
there you go. Perfect. Yeah, just grab one. Pop it down in the flux on the tip, and then use that to like just slather those pads that you're trying to work on.
Okay.
Perfect. Okay, good. This is just me, like, I'm thinking about like how I do this, man. I will often turn my part sideways, and that way I'm laying the wire kind of naturally. I'm like laying it on the pad. There you go. And now your iron tip is going to be, kind of going on top of the wire and not at an angle, which means there's also less chance you'll bridge a pad. So give that a shot after you get some solder on there.
I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
No worries, man. Dip that iron tip back in that flux real quick. Good.
All
Get
right.
there a little bit more solder on it. There you go. Now try it. Seems like it should just be melting right into place, man. Oh, I thought I saw it. Hold that wire in place after it seems to melt for a second or two.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Oh God, I thought it was there. Another thing, because that part has that brass piece on the bottom, it's kind of moving. If you wanted to, you could set that part up on the PCB holder in front of you and kind of bring it closer. That might keep it from rocking.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just going to suggest maybe clip it in your helping hands too, so it's not moving at all.
Jim, are you still out there? I haven't seen him pop up in chat recently.
There's a few people on live. It doesn't help that we all get quiet when you go to solder, but like the anticipation. Like, we're watching like, I know it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen.
You are correct.
CBR Sawyer, if I'm not mistaken, gosh, I hate to say this wrong. It's Jason, right? Jason, I've seen do a lot of speaker swaps on like LGTs and stuff like that, so that he has some really great sounding speakers for spinning and stuff like that. Some of his YouTube videos are really fun, watching him swap speakers and try to get the best sound out of them. And
Awesome.
he'll edit I'm in computer mode. He'll make cuts to the chassis and the saber and things like that, so that bigger speakers will fit in it. But yeah, dude's all about getting the best sound out of a lightsaber.
Awesome. Matt, I'm wondering if yeah, go ahead and clean the tip. I'm wondering if you need to maybe try to make the connection with not the tip of the iron, but just a little bit up. I hate to say that, but some of these irons, it's like the tip itself doesn't always reach the right temp to melt that solder. And it just seems like you're having the same issue Jim had with his older iron. Oh man, I tell you what, man, we may have to jack your iron up a little bit more. I wonder if it's running cooler, because it really should melt that solder like that. And then I think you were saying Chris had good luck with a little bit of sandpaper. So I mean, that's certainly something we can try in case they, that tip is just oxidized.
Uh-oh, I see something.
Yeah.
Oh shit. That's on there.
Hell yeah, man.
I don't know if this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see anything shiny in the middle, which means the pad is good. Well done, man. First connection down.
Fucking finally. That was stressful.
Dude.
Yeah, dude. It's I don't want to say it's a bad idea to go live the first time you're doing this, but it's probably a bad
That's
idea.
a bad idea.
It just makes it more stressful,
Yeah.
But if anything, you got some comments of people saying they got pretty stressed out and had a lot of issues the first time they soldered too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, man. You want to do the next wire?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do a
Which
green
one?
wire.
Green
Green
wire.
wire it is. It's going to go directly next to that red. Data is
Yeah.
almost always in the center of the pixel connections.
All right.
Man.
Ryan, I really, really appreciate the encouragement.
Should try soldering this stupid magnetic wire. I hate it. I hate it so much.
That's crazy.
The only thing I like about this wire is that, like, if you bend it somewhere, it stays. Like, it's like really rigid, you know?
That's nice.
That's the only nice thing about it. But like having to sand the ends and stuff to get the enamel off, yuck.
All right.
I'm gonna show you quick. So this is literally what I had to do with every connection. I would take the wire and my Dremel.
Oh my god.
Like that until it got shiny, and then I would go snip it to just a little bit of shiny left. Like every single connection I had to do that.
That's cringeworthy, man.
Yeah, it was so bad. But
I mean,
that's
next
what I
time you
found.
order something, I'm sending you a pair of strippers.
I would, yeah.
A pair of strippers. That must be really expensive.
Yeah, I'd really like some strippers right now.
I order those Klein tools like 3 at a time because inevitably I'll either lose one, send one to a customer.
I don't think Jeremy got the joke.
No.
Like a different kind of stripper.
Wire strippers, gentlemen.
Oh, not the kind I lost my virginity to?
Oh no.
Oh, wait. It's okay. I'm not monetized. It's fine.
Oh.
Yeah, gentlemen, there's nothing more infuriating than an iron that is not cooperating. It's bad. I'd make a hair joke, but I don't have any hair, so I can't pull it out. I guess I can pull my beard out. Nice! Yes! Black wire time! Let's do this.
Okay.
Chris says, I heard strippers. Let's go.
Matt,
It's
I'm proud of
party
you,
time.
Yep. Chris knows what's up. There we go.
We haven't even gotten to the Dean's connectors yet. That's going to be fun.
Yeah, those are so much easier than soldering. You just
Yeah, I love Dean's connectors. Dean's connectors are great.
I think next time somebody orders an easy mode setup, I'm going to use those magnetic pogos. So literally all they have to do is get it close together and it just sucks itself in and they're done.
That's cool.
That's a
That'd
great
be fun.
idea.
I love that the term easy mode has stuck.
Yes.
Or maybe I wasn't the first one to say that, but
I think you were. I
Well,
think
we
you-
appreciate you for it, Elvis.
Matt's getting this down, man.
yeah, I just needed that iron hotter, I think.
Yeah.
And my guess is you're starting to melt the bubble first and just stick the wire in once it's melted. That's what I did too. It just seemed easier that way than trying to. I don't know. Like I would put like too much on the tip, and then let
Oh
it
boy.
kind of merge into the bubble, and then put the wire in while it was still warm.
I may have a problem.
Got pads going together.
Yeah, I think I may have.
Are they? Is it just a big bubble, or are they like connected across?
Oh wait, no. No, I think we're good.
Okay, when in doubt, you can always just hold the iron back on to remove it. And what you'll find is that some of that solder will come off with the wire and it will often remove any bridge that you might have. And then of course there's solder wick and braid that you can use. But
No, I think I'm good.
okay, we'll know when you fire it up.
Yeah,
Or-
it's the bubble's just a little big,
Okay.
but it's not bridged.
No worries. So that's good. So what we can do is we can go ahead and do the bottom wires the exact same way. Obviously, they're going to be going the other direction. Hey, Jesse's on.
What's up, Jesse?
Yo, yo,
How's it
yo!
going, Chris?
Is that how you read that?
I'm assuming red, green, red, or
That's
black,
it, my
black.
man. Yep. They make it easy. So it's basically an in and an out.
All right.
Chris is taking off. See you, Chris.
Have a good one, my man. Thanks for stopping by.
I love how Matt is just stripping that wire with his fingernails. That's impressive. Damn, dude.
I noticed that. I was like, man, he must have a sharp nail.
Heck yeah, man.
You're going beast mode right now.
Now you want to, before you solder it, I couldn't see the tip of that wire. You want to keep the actual exposed tip of that wire as small as you can. Is it pretty long or?
Yeah, it's
That's okay. No, use your pliers with the cutting edge and just trim it down a little bit. After you can tin that wire first if you'd like. Dip it in your saw or in your flux, and then make that tinned wire. It'll be easier to cut that way.
That's exactly what I did with this stupid magnetic stuff. I'd like get it all ready, and it would be just too long, and then I'd go snip what I didn't need.
Yep.
It was easier to do that than trying to get just a small edge sanded or tinned, you know?
Yeah.
Well, these are kind of crappy, so that's not going to work.
No worries, man. You're really looking to get like 1/8 of an inch, maybe even smaller,
Okay.
depending on the pad you're connecting to.
Okay.
And you can always use your fingers to twist the wire, keep it tight, then try to snip it, or pre-tin it first, which keeps the wires together, and then cut it.
Yeah, well, I'll just fold it over on itself and squeeze it tight.
Million ways to skin a cat.
Yep.
Oh, I'm doing terrible with comments. Jesse, what's up, dude? My guy. Just woke up from a nap.
Of course he did.
That wire looks kind of thick, folded over. Oh! So be careful, not the bridge. And we lost the red wire on the other side, but we'll fix that one.
Oh shit.
No worries, man. Fix that red wire that came off, and then we'll reattack that other one. That pad should be good and ready for the connection.
Okay.
Starting to get a system going here. Yeah, that's for sure. After my stream, I said, Jeremy, you got to be the most patient man in the world. Like, I rewatched my stream and I was like, man, I had just like no clue. Like at the beginning, like I mean, not to say that I do now, but like I didn't even have a wet sponge to, like I think I walked away for like 10 minutes to go find something that would work. Ugh. And you're just sitting there just waiting on me. I felt so bad.
Oh man. I've been in this type of capacity for a very long time, though not doing this. So. Jesse, I think you just I think I saw you released another font, man. I need to get on there and check that out. I think I saw it pop up on Instagram. I don't know whether it was today or yesterday.
Yeah, that was today.
Was it new or was it the V2 of
It was
Force Awakens?
Force Awakens Graphics V2.
Okay.
Nice. I've been trying to pick up more and more of his fonts.
I pretty much exclusively have Kyberphonic fonts. I have a couple from Keenan to K-Sith, but I don't know why I couldn't think of that. But I'm not a huge font guy. I just kind of like a particular font per saber, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's some really fun ones out there from Jay DeLorean and I forget who else, but like the theme non-Star Wars kind of ones.
Mm-hmm.
God, who was doing one the other day? It was like the mouth saber, maybe, or it's a really weird name, but like when you make the noises, it's literally like doing it yourself. You're like, no, no, like it's a person like making the noises. And I was like, that's kind of hilarious.
I think I saw that on Reddit.
God.
Oh, speaking of Reddit, Jeremy, the guy who you did the Count, was the Count V2 from Saberforge. He posted up on our lightsaber subreddit about it.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm actually doing his install now.
No, it was you did it a couple weeks ago. It was you just made a kit for him. It was for the curved Saberforge hilt.
Oh, yeah, the Bane. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's
there
it.
you go.
Dude, yeah, that's awesome. That's funny, though. I've got another Bane and a Count Dooku on my bench right back here. I'm finishing up.
Nice.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. That Dooku is crazy. It's so slender. I literally compartmentalized everything. So the speaker's in the end, and there's going to be the board. The battery's going to be further up. And then it's wild.
You posted a picture on Instagram of the chassis for, was it Bane the other day or something recently, didn't you? For a curved hilt, I forget which one.
Yeah, yeah. I did that was the pre-installed kit I sent the guy.
Oh, okay, got it.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, it should have been like a 15-minute install for him. That would have been pretty awesome.
I was intrigued because I don't think I've ever seen a chassis for a curved hilt before. Well, I might have seen Solo Saber do a video on one before, but I was always curious how that stuff fit in there.
Yeah, man. I bought a couple of those Banes when they were having a sale so I could install them and then sell them. But I created a fully removable chassis. No shenanigans. It just slides in. There, just curves with the curvature of the hilt. You don't have to loosen anything or.
I see it up close. Is that 3D printed? I don't see any lines or anything on it.
Ooh.
Yeah, dude. It's crazy. There's a company called Eryone, like Eryone.
Yeah.
And they make the best matte black filament. I have tried, what is it? MakerBot and Hatchbox and all these other companies. And this has the cleanest print. It almost looks like a nylon print.
It does, yeah.
It's beautiful. And there's like no crazy edges.
It looks really nice. Okay. So on the on the back side of it, where kind of like where the lines kind of have to stop and then go the other direction. Yeah,
Yep.
You kind of see the lines there a little bit, but that's really nice looking.
Yeah, these things are amazing. And you mount the board, you get the rotary PCB, and it just slides in, and you screw on the pommel. And it's that simple.
That's cool. You'll have to send me a link to that. They just sell them 1 kilogram reels.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I've showed you my 5 kilogram setup.
Yes.
Yeah.
That thing's a monster.
I really like not having to change the filament out, but I'm not super thrilled with the filament itself.
Really.
It's Zytec, and I got the one that. Are you familiar with Uncle Jesse, the YouTuber?
That name sounds familiar.
He's a 3D printer YouTuber, so anyway, he worked with Zytec, and they made a filament for him, and it's a shiny gunmetal color. And so I thought, oh, it's kind of cool, because what happens if I print a helmet that I don't want to paint or something? Like maybe it'll just look cool on its own. So I got that, but I think maybe the non-shiny stuff might print better. So I'm going to try Zytec again, only their non-shiny stuff.
Yeah.
Because of the 5 kilogram reels, or I really like that. But yeah, Matt's Batmando helmet I did in this stuff to get rid of the print lines. It was just a nightmare. Like,
Really?
yeah, it was like I showed Matt a photo every night of every time that I sanded it. And I was like, I think I need another round. He's like, wow, that's a lot of rounds of sanding and painting and sanding and
That's
painting.
so much sanding.
Yeah, so I think I need to go with a non-shiny filament, like a non-silk.
Yeah. And Matt, if you have to, you can always. I know I had you rotate the piece so it was sideways, but if you need to turn it towards you so your iron doesn't touch those other pads, give it a shot. This is practice. So move it around until you feel comfortable.
Try it.
You're doing good though, man.
Well, I'm right-handed, so maybe if I switch this around.
Sure.
You were holding the iron in your non-dominant hand this whole time?
Maybe.
That might make a difference.
We'll see.
I had to think about it for a minute. I was like, oh yeah, no, I've always used my right hand when I've soldered.
Well, I don't always do things smart.
You don't want to what?
I'm not always the smartest person. So
Well, might not be easier. We'll see.
And Matt, did you pre-tin that wire? Yeah. I would use your fingers to twist it together as tight as you can, man. I just saw some wires going off to the edges. That something as simple as that can bridge a pad and cause some shenanigans.
and I've had enough shenanigans for today.
Man, this is it's make it easier. Pre-tin that pad and or pre-tin the wire before you make any connection. It'll make it much easier. You may need to add a bit more solder onto the tip as well.
So are people liking the 0.3?
Yeah, the people who have picked it up, they've enjoyed it, man.
Has it been as big as the 1 or the 2 so far?
I think the 1 and the 2 sold more quickly.
Okay.
I think the 3 it's almost maybe more intimidating because it does have the 2 reveals. So people are wondering, well, who else is going to make chassis, and how do you mount the switches?
Mhm.
Whereas the 1 and the 2 had, kind of the standard 12 millimeter mounts. But from a creativity standpoint, man, like I'm really digging it. Whether it's OLED screens, the crystal chambers, or in this case, combining parts and doing like the Mando themes and things of that nature. Like, there's just so much you can do with these things, man.
Yeah, a lot of options.
Yeah.
Dude, you need to make a how-to video for like all of your hilts, and like a kit put together on the website that has all of the parts that you would need, like pre-cut wire, the soundboard, the speaker, like what you've done for us, but like a regular kit that anyone could just go pick up.
Yeah. Let me get some focus here.
Let's see if we can.
Oh, let me switch it.
What?
It's a little hard to tell from. I mean, snap a picture. Okay.
Yeah, this doesn't look great.
Well, it doesn't matter if it looks good or not.
Yeah. The only concern I had is it looked like the two black wires were possibly touching, but I couldn't tell. These cameras never want to focus for us.
Yeah, I sent it in the group.
Okay.
Oh, that wasn't even on. That was just melted onto plastic. Never mind.
No worries, man. Crazy things. The
Black
looks
and the
like
green.
one of the green wires may be bridged with the black wire next to it.
Okay.
But that's okay, man. This is practice. In future, I think I will pre-solder these tiny connections for people because they are minuscule.
I think it's probably just because you might need to twist the wires a little bit before soldering them on. Like you were saying, how it can go a little wonky if it one little thread.
I think I completely messed this all up.
No worries, man. This is where, this is the learning process. So if it was me, what I might recommend is, use your iron, get some flux, a little bit of solder, and desolder each of those connections. Use this as the practice because that's like $1 part. I could resend you a new, Pixel PCB in a heartbeat.
Well, I doubt it's ruined.
Oh, no, not at all. But, use it as a practice time and don't worry. Yeah. Don't feel bad about it. I can't tell you how many things I've messed up over the years, man. I've been soldering for, 25 years.
Okay, they don't want to come apart.
Let it all come apart. I would.
Yeah, just hold the iron on it, a little bit longer. You'll see it kind of melt, and then, pull the wire off. I'm amazed at how resilient that solder is. That is crazy. It's like it does not want to let go.
It doesn't want to get on either.
Yeah. No doubt.
Are these pre-cut to the perfect length, or can they be trimmed and stuff?
There's probably an extra 1/4 of an inch added on, but they're pretty close.
Okay.
Oh shit.
That's okay, man. Don't worry about that. It's like a press fit. You can actually, well, I don't know if it's easier off of the PCB or what, but if you want to leave it not connected to the plastic, that's fine too. always wished in StreamYard we could see everyone connected so we could talk to people, and I don't want to say call them out, but be like, hey, how are you? You know?
That would be nice.
Nice. There you go.
There's a small handful of people watching. Obviously, Ryan and Jesse are probably two of them. Seems like they're the latest comments.
So, Matt, what I would do if it was me is I would use your Q-tip again, slather some more flux, on those pads, and take your iron and touch it to each one, so the solder kind of pulls back into where it needs to be. It'll probably make it look more like it was when you first got it.
Okay. I don't know how to get this thing to focus. I probably shouldn't have gotten.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah, GoPros don't really focus up close. Yeah, they're.
Yeah.
Okay, now take your iron, and you're basically just trying to remelt the solder on each pad. Don't worry about wires or anything. Just
trying to make bubbles.
Yep. Nice little domes. I still laugh. Years ago, I was watching all of the Rob Pet Cow, from Genesis Custom Savers, and every time he said, "Ooh, that's a good joint," I just had to laugh. That dude is hilarious.
I think is he the one that he in like a Profi board that he goes up underneath the board, and then so it comes from under the board, and then he kind of bends it over and then does the bubble like that, so you don't even see the wires on top of the board. It's just the little bubbles.
That wouldn't surprise me. Yeah. Well, anytime I have the opportunity to solder to the board through the hole, that's my favorite way, man. It's so clean.
All right.
Woo. Okay. You ready to go at it again?
No, but we're gonna do it anyway.
Dude, we can cut the live at any point and just chill and keep working with this stuff. I'm just saying, don't ever feel stressed out. It's not that big a deal, man.
Not at all. One wire at a time, my dude.
Wow. I told myself I should have gotten one of those little practice kits on Amazon. Kind of regretting not doing it now. Wait.
Oh, one of those practice kit things?
Yeah. What is it doing here?
Always double check your positive and your negative symbols.
The red is positive, right?
Correct. Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah. There we go.
Oh, man. Yeah, I told you I was doing Profi 1.0 for a guy. Show you
Profi 1.0?
Well, it's like the Profi board 1.5, but it reminds me of when the Profi boards were first coming out, and they were all it almost looked like they were making them in a small, local place, but those are the ones, and they've got those huge buttons, so they're super easy to press, and it's awesome, man. But I'm doing a matched set for the guy. I've got the boards kind of up so I can go through and keep programming, but turned out really good. But you mentioned the through hole method, and that's by far the cleanest way to go. You just do all the wires underneath the board so you don't see them.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, the 1.5s are good, man. Drilled some holes, put some aux switch in there. Or not really drilled the holes, I drilled them out. Bored them out so the switches would go in easily. Keep me busy. Here you go, Matt.
No, that's all bad.
What's up?
Oh, it's completely on the other side. It's pretty bad.
Remove it. You may find that it takes that solder with it, man.
Yeah, the solder kind of wants to unbridge on its own. I've noticed, like when you heat it up and then pull away, it will almost kind of bubble back. If you got the flux going, it'll kind of want to bubble on its own.
Now it's not wanting to. Okay.
There you go. And in your kit, did it come with solder wick if you ever needed to take solder off?
I don't think so.
Trying to find mine so you can show you what it looks like.
Yeah.
So it's this braided stuff.
Yep.
No, I don't think I got any of that.
No worries, man. Most of the time, I can get the pads pretty clean just by taking the iron and running it lengthways, just down across the pad, pulling it back towards me like I'm trying to pull something off the board.
Okay.
I see you've got those micro tweezers. I don't know if you've tried holding the wire with that at all. I usually
Good
hand
idea.
control, but
Yeah, you're holding stuff with your hand, and I don't think you're using the magnifying glass. I think it's just kind of near it. There's no way I could do that.
Think that's good.
good.
Plus, my eyes are so bad. Like, I am a 650 and a 675, minus 650 and a 675 in my eyes, which isn't legally blind, but it's getting there. So like what I can see without contacts in or glasses, I can see about this far in front of my face, and everything's blurry after that. Like that's as far as I can see. Yeah. So so when it comes to like trying to see stuff up close, and I have contacts in so I can see far, like I need reading glasses and magnifying glasses and like just so I can try to see something that close.
How's it look, Matt?
Oh, it's coming. Doesn't
Okay.
look as bad as before.
Good. Let's transition. I want to try something.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I mean, you can finish that piece. I was going to say the stock V3 MPXL adapter. It's got a very generous positive pad, and one of the methods that you'll find works really well, like on the soundboards and on these stock connectors, is when you take your iron and you touch it to the pad, and then you feed your solder onto the pad, and it melts into place. That's another really good practice point we can do here shortly.
Okay.
those Padawan PCBs. Black Star was talking about them. Those are great practice boards. By the by.
My kit came with a practice board. I didn't practice with it, but I probably should have.
Yeah, I probably should have too, or at least gotten one. Or, been like you and actually watched videos on how to do this. Instead of just being like, it'll be fine, I'll figure it out.
Oh, you will figure it out. Like, in the amount of time to do on a YouTube live, maybe not, but like you'll figure it out, dude. I have no doubt in that.
Well, in the time that it's taken me to do not even 6 connections, you did everything on yours, so.
Mine was easier too, though.
It really was, and he didn't have a crystal chamber.
Yeah, I didn't even have this thing that you're wiring right now. And the second saber I did, my kid actually did all the solder connections on, and I was so proud of him. Like,
that's amazing.
I mean, he's got like a hand like a surgeon, like he wasn't shaky at all. Like, I don't think he knew to be scared. Like, I was scared. I'm watching him like, oh my God, he's gonna burn himself. But like, I don't think it even crossed his mind to be scared or nervous. He just like did it.
Man, I tell you what, kids are amazing.
And he, like you had mentioned a minute ago on the pixel connector where you heat up the pad and then apply the solder.
Yeah.
I didn't do that. Like, he was doing that. So I was kind of touching all 3 points together. And watching him, he would like put it on the pad and then just kind of bring in the solder and just kind of like melt it on the pad without even moving the soldering iron. Yep. And I was like, oh, that seems to work really good. my 8-year-old's like schooling me in this.
Yep. God, it's amazing. Yeah, it's funny. Everybody does this differently, and there are ways. If you do it in certain ways, you can have cold connections, and they can be brittle, and they can pop off, and that's problematic. Mm-hmm. But for the most part, what I have found that works for me on most of these PCBs is I pre-tin the wire, I pre-tin the pad, and then I join the two together. Mm-hmm. It's
what's up, man?
I'm gonna call it.
Okay. No worries, man.
Yeah, this is just not agreeing with me right now, so.
Yeah, no worries, dude.
Yep.
Let me remove, and we'll go to that. There we go. Yeah, dude, this is not an easy thing to just like go and start. Like when Jim was live the other day and like trying to do the speaker, I was like, man, like, shame on me. I should have. When you told me you were gonna do a live and do an install, I was like, dude, like it was so stressful, like being on stage in front of people doing something as you learn it. So
I wasn't even thinking about people watching. I was just trying to.
And see, like I was like trying to click on comments, like talk to people, and like keep it all together. And yeah, it's a lot going on, man. But yeah, like we can kill live and still hang out and still solder and do this stuff.
Absolutely. If you want to go ahead and kill the live, let's try the feed method on that stock V3, man.
All right. Cool. All right, everybody. We're gonna do this backstage and just hang out. So, thank you for stopping by, and thank you again, Ryan. I will get this figured out. So, have a good one, everybody.
See you guys.
Peace.